Hello, everyone. Coming up here, as you see right here, what the hell Roger Strong doing in AEW? Roger Strong, it's official. He is all elite. We'll get to that. Why is Roger Strong here in AEW? And why did he help out his former colleague from the Undisputed Era, Adam Cole? I didn't even know Roger Strong was in AEW. I thought he was in NXT. But we'll get to it coming up right here on the Pro Wrestling Show. There's a lot we'll get to as well. These are the matches that we'll get to coming up. Orange Cassidy defends his international championship against Bandito. Sammy Guevara versus Darby Allin in the finals to determine the number one contender for the AEW title, as well as the Butcher and the Blade take on Kenny Omega and Kazuchika Tatasha, as well as Jay Cargill versus Ty Valkyrie for the TBS Championship. Warlow will be in action one with his new manager, Arn Anderson. Adam Cole will hear from him, as well as Darks Hardwood takes on the legendary Jeff Jarrett. And we'll have more news on Hot Topics as a former WWE star could be making an impact sooner rather than later. All this and more when the Pro Wrestling Show presents the AEW Ring Report that starts right now. Edition of the Pro Wrestling Show for the AEW Ring Report. I'm your host as always, Kendra Dix here. Glad you can join us here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in that conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button. We'll be on our other Connect channels as well. Facebook, Twitter. Thank you all for joining us here. We got a lot to get to right now, but like we said, it's been a monumental moment this week, an eventful moment this week in wrestling. But like I said, this has been the week that many people are still buzzing. We talked about CM Punk making appearance in WWE. I don't know why CM Punk made make his rounds in WWE when they don't want him, but hey, CM Punk's making his rounds. But like we said, we'll get to that coming up. Also, too, we'll hear from AEW President and CEO Tony Khan. What announcement that Tony Khan had to make? We thought it was the announcement that we're going to blow out, make monumental like Triple H did this past week on Raw with the World Heavyweight Championship on the AEW side. Also, too, we'll get to Sammy Guevara versus Darby Allin for the No One Contendership. We'll kick things off with this. Orange Cassidy went and defended his international championship against Bandito, and what a match it was. Orange Cassidy proving all the comers that he is a fighting champion, kicking off the show. That's one thing about Tony Khan. We'll get to Roger Strong in a minute. But Orange Cassidy defeated Bandito, defeated him clean with a clean slate. One thing about Orange Cassidy, he is becoming a fighting champion. I'm not surprised. He's not in the world title contention, but you never know these days and stuff on how that's going to play out. But Orange Cassidy put up a heck of a fight, and with Bandito did the thing and won his match. Orange Cassidy win over. He'll be one day world champion someday, but we'll see. Speaking of that, Renee Young talked to Adam Cole as he still is feeling salty about what happened last week. He told you what happened last week as Adam Cole was in the ring having a confrontation with Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho took things a little bit too far is what he did. And Jericho decided to take matters to his own hand and tried to attack Adam Cole's old lady, Britt Baker. We can show that footage of what had happened. right here. This would happen right here last week. Britt Baker was attacked from behind by Jericho, and Jericho sent out the outcast to do his bidding, Paige and Ruby Soho and all them to take out Britt Baker while Adam Cole was watching. So Adam Cole felt a little bit salty of what had happened last week. Cole kind of feels puts blames himself for not doing enough. Even Chris Jericho said that Cole is a coward and should be embarrassed on what he did, and Chris Jericho trying to salt the wound on what he had done. But we'll tell you a little bit later what had happened and how Cole's having a reuniting with his new buddy. But Orange Cassidy also was in the fray as well. Well, Renee didn't waste no time. She interviewed Jungle Boy and Darby Allin. They're having issues on who should be no one contender for the world title. Jungle Boy lost his opportunity as well. Darby has the opportunity of a lifetime to become number one contender for the world championship. And the only way to do so is he had to go through Sammy Guevara to get to this opportunity. Could Darby Allin become the man and do it and win the prestigious world championship? We know that Jungle Boy, we know Darby Allin wants that shot against MJF. MJF, to me, he's still not a credible champion. He's still not, but when you got four pillars like that, you got to run it back. You got Guevara, Jungle Boy, and Darby who wants a shot at the world championship. The only way to do so is this four pillars tournament. I don't know why they even did that, but it don't make no sense whatsoever. But we know that Sammy advanced last week when he won over Jungle Boy Jack Perry with the help of MJF. MJF was gonna do the same like later on tonight with that. Well, the time was over, and the time was over was talk. And like I said, this we said it how we was gonna go, and we said it like this: Sammy and MJF got some bromance going on. They did an interview with Renee, and Renee, Sammy, and MJF kissed each other on the forehead, and I thought right here they're gonna make out with each other since they want to be bros and stuff. It was kind of weird to me, but MJF at ringside commentary with his own band of pickles. Well, Sammy won the match. Well, Tony Schiavone informed both men, the world champion MJF and Sammy Guevara, the new number one contender, that their days of trying to play with the world title is just about over with. Tony Schiavone made it clear that next week it'll be a tag team match as Sammy Guevara and MJF, the world champion, will team up against Darby Allin and Jungle Boy. Well, it ain't gonna be no screwing like MJF did to screw Darby Allin tonight. Well, MJF will be having either him and Sammy win their match or Darby Allin and Jungle Boy, if they win their match, they will be added to it, thus making it a triple threat match. And I know Sammy and MJF didn't like that one bit. Well, MJF went storming out to the back with Sammy. Both men we thought were gonna lead together, but Sammy got leading towards, I guess what you want to call it. He got set up, leading MJF leading him on, and that caused another ruckus. Is this tag team about to break up before we know it? Only time will tell, but it's kind of interesting to see. Sammy, Jungle MJF don't care about you. He cares about him. He cares about winning, keeping the world title, and that's what he thinks. Oh, should have had thought that plan right through viciously, but he didn't think it through the way he should have and stuff. So Sammy Guevara kind of like the hand that feeds him, but he had to see for himself and what was going on. But like I said, Sammy could have world title aspirations if he start being under MJF's ass, but we'll see. on how that's going to play out. But you have to wonder. Darby Allin wants a shot to become world champion. This is his only opportunity to do so. Same as Jungle Boy. It's a whole opportunity. Who wants it the most? MJF is the man with the goal and has the goal to do so. And he's not been a credible champion to me thus far. But hey, teach his own. But we'll have to wait and see and how this gonna all play out eventually. So also too, Warlow with his new manager, Double A Arn Anderson. Arn Anderson back in the fray again with Warlow. Arn Anderson and Warlow. It was I didn't see that coming, but hey, it is what it is. Warlow coming back into fruition, winning the TNT championship from Powerhouse Hobbs last week. Until Christian last week came out there. Christian Iron with his new monster Luchasaurus. And Luchasaurus won a shot against Warlow. I think Luchasaurus and Warlow kind of did have a match before, I think, in AEW somewhere down the road. I had to look back and see. I'm assuming they did. Well, now Warlow is made man, thus win the TNT championship for the third time. Warlow, with the guidance and the help of Arn Anderson and the knowledge of Arn Anderson, could go back to back in his win way. Warlow won his match. You can see Arn Anderson looking like it was a Goldberg like match, short, quick, short, intense match, indeed. Well, Christian came out there with Luchasaurus again. Christian set his sights on Warlow with Luchasaurus. Could probably be the one to take him out, but we'll have to wait and see on that. Well, speaking of that, the cat is out the bag. Roderick Strong is now all elite. I didn't see this shit coming. Roderick Strong now all elite. I don't know how he did it, but he was last time we saw him. He was in WWE and NXT, and he won to get his contract. I didn't know he did, but he did. He reunited with his former Undisputed Era brethren, Adam Cole, and now Roger Strong back in the fray again. Roger Strong back. And Roger Strong has that momentum now that he's free. He's not in the I guess he wasn't gonna make it to the main roster, so he said shit, fuck it. I'm surprised they're not under Triple H's wing. But you never know. Maybe one day they might. But Roger Strong back is in all elite wrestling. A shocker for the night. That's the biggest shocker to me tonight. Roger Strong now all elite. Roger Strong, a pure wrestler, pure technical wrestler. Kind of reminds me of the golden days when him, Eddie Edwards, David Richards, when they was in Ring of Honor, Adam Cole. It was like real technical pure wrestlers in Ring of Honor. That's what I like about Ring of Honor. But now, Roger Strong is now all elite. We'll see how that's gonna play out for Roger Strong. This is the graphic. Roger Strong now all elite, and he's all elite indeed. But we'll see. Great, great catch for AEW catching Roger Strong. So congratulations to AEW and Roger Strong. He finally has the freedom to do what he wants and wrestle he wants and have some good matches. You imagine them two, Roger Strong and Adam Cole against FTR. That'll be a good match to see. So looking forward to see Roger Strong provide his wrestling expertise already. Speaking of that, the president of AEW, Tony Khan, had a major announcement. Tony Khan made announcement was that he said that the Orange Cup will be the opening ceremony, double or nothing. I didn't even get that. I'm like, okay, well, don't make no sense, but hey, that's he wants to make that sense for him. So Tony Khan coming out, we thought he was going to announce a new show, but we know that AEW Dark Elevation got quietly canceled. So I guess that's it for that. Just the AEW Dark now. You know how that go. Speaking of that, the Blackpool Combat Club attacked RJ City, left him out laying. So that kind of makes you think RJ City might be coming back to wrestle. and how Blackpool Combat Club will do so. So we have to wait and see how that's gonna go. Speaking of that, Powerhouse Hobbs a little bit upset, frustrated that he's no longer the TNT champion, and he tried to take his aggression out on QT Marshall. So QT Marshall said they got Plan B. I wonder what that Plan B is. You got the one, the Orange Cassidy has to be targeted because I guess they ain't going for the TNT title. They're gonna go for something bigger. They got to go for the international championship. So they're on the go, on the move, making moves to get him back, to get get a championship or something somewhere down the road. So we'll just have to wait and see on that one how that's gonna play out as well. You got to wonder what's in the store, what's store for Powerhouse Hobbs. That he was the TNT champion for almost 40 some days. But hey, we just have to wait and see on that one. Speaking of that, the TBS championship was online. Jay Carhill defended her championship against Ty Valkyrie. Both women got the same set of move set like Beth Phoenix, who was going to use it and use it effectively. Well, we was going to find out throughout this during the TNT TBS championship. Well, Jade Carhill continues her win streak, and she does it so in a common fashion, does it, and defeats Ty Valkyrie with the 1-2-3. Ty Valkyrie almost took out the referee. Referee got that move, that bird, that cross face front bird slam, that glam slam I call it. Both women use that glam slam, but Jade appeared victorious, and Jade continues on her legacy as she go. So, like I said, we're looking forward to seeing Jade continue on her legacy and stuff. You know how that go. When you have a legacy like that and you use the same maneuver, you kind of think, you know how that go. But that's it. We'll have to wait and see on that one how that's gonna play out. And finally, the main event, Kenny Omega teamed up against Kashotzi to take on the Blackpool Combat Club. The Blackpool Combat Club attacked both Kenny Omega and took out Kashotzi. So Kenny Omega got Brian Daniel all on him in the ring. You know it's gonna be some sort of match coming down. I don't know when it's gonna be, but it's gonna come sooner rather than later. But we're still buzzing about Roger Strong joining All Elite Wrestling. So that's the buzz that's going on right now. I guess AEW had to create a buzz, and they did. So that ends the AEW Ring Report. We're going to move forward to Wrestling Hot Topics. On Wrestling Hot Topics, we're talking about this right here, right now. Naomi, Trinity, what do you call her? She's going to be heading to Impact Wrestling for the Chicago tapings. She's going to make her debut. We're looking forward to see Trinity in AEW. Trinity last was appeared as a women's tag team champion when she walked out along with Sasha Banks, Mercedes Monet. Now Trinity is going to be making her efforts on Impact Wrestling. I wonder how she's going to do. She's going to be win a women's championship, but you never know. But we'll have to wait and see on that one. Looking forward to seeing that. As well as Braun Strowman announced that he suffered a concussion. That's why Braun Strowman is no longer around. Strowman suffered a concussion. He'll be out for a couple of months. But we look forward to seeing the Monster Among Men coming back dominant ever before. Also, too, Dark Side of the Ring is coming back sometime late May. Before Dark Side of the Ring 4 is coming. And Dark Side of the Ring gonna feature the Junkyard Dog, Bash at the Beach 2000, Chris Candido, and Sonny, and a host of others. So can't wait to see what's gonna happen with that Dark Side of the Ring 4 coming your way to Vice next month. So hey. All right. And then too, we talk about this Sheamus. He wants to enter the conversation of being world heavyweight champion. Because Sheamus become the world heavyweight champion once again. If he gets drafted to Raw, he could be in title contention. So we'll just wait and see on how that's going to play out. All right. We're gonna end that right now with that on the Pro Wrestling Show. And also too, Jeff Jarrett won his match against Dax. So they're doing something with Jeff Jarrett and stuff. So how that's gonna play out, but we'll have to wait and see on that. All right. We're gonna end this with Roderick Strong right here, who made his debut tonight in AEW. Roderick Strong leaving WWE for AEW. What great things in store for Roger Strong? We just have to wait and see on that. So, for me being Kendra Dick saying so long, thank you for watching the Pro Wrestling Show. We'll see you Friday for the SmackDown Ring Report. See you then.